Good morning, Vancouver. It's Thursday, March the 21st, 2013, and from the war-torn remnants of the Pollinate Studio, this is the one, the only, the Terminal City News. Popular pizzeria Famosa on Commercial Drive has had its windows smashed in again. The Anti-Gentrification Front, a quasi-anarchist group, yeah, I called you quasi, who believes that delicious gelato is a symptom of class warfare, has claimed responsibility. Although I was taught to believe that if you claim responsibility for destruction, you're supposed to pay retribution for your actions. And I'm sure Famosa would agree also, as their damages were estimated at approximately 17 grand. This one hit particularly close to home for us here at NSHG Films, as we have used the restaurant for our writing sessions in the past. And since you've declared war on their delicious pizzas, you have likewise declared war on us. So bring it on, you cowardly dickheads. A staple of Main Street's culture, the Fox Theater, a porno house with questionable cleanliness and a frightful atmosphere of debauchery, is due to be shut down and renovated. Thankfully, there are no plans on turning this location into condos, but a live stage venue instead. However, community leader Lance Hardwood is engorged with rage, throbbing with anticipation of the closure. All choked up, he could only murmur in anguish, "This is all happening so hard and fast." However, he did concede that a live stage here might be fabulous, if done right. Richmond City Council dismissed a petition that was brought forward this week, which would make it mandatory for any signs in the city to have either English or French on them. Currently, Richmond has a massive Asian population, and you'll find that many of the signs are in Chinese, Korean, or Japanese. Well, 1,000 mostly white Richmond residents felt very excluded, not knowing the full difference between a dim sum restaurant and an internet cafe, and wanted immediate action. A city council was quoted as saying that they are not the language police and that there were more pressing issues at stake for the city. Of course, I can't help but wonder, who speaks French in Richmond? Hipposonic Studios, a music recording studio most popularly known as the Mushroom Studios, closed yesterday, much to the chagrin of its ownership. The studios, with a history going back to 1946, has claimed financial hardship amongst a changing art scene in Vancouver. They boast a history with BTO, Tegan and Sarah, Loverboy, and even Sarah McLachlan. This news was a particular shock to us here at Terminal City News, seeing as we had actually booked the studio for next week for the recording of our debut album, The Hardcore Puppy Lollipop Massacre by NSHG Musics. The BCTF says goodbye to their very vocal, semi-coherent leader, Susan Lambert, the representative who loved being in the news just as much as she hated the BC Liberals. She'll be replaced by Jim Iker, some fellow who may or may not be a hippie robot hybrid, but then again, isn't that what the union needs right now? When Lambert was asked how she planned to spend her retirement, she said she looked forward to her relaxing and quiet days in Siberia as the big men in suits dragged her away from the press conference and onto an unmarked plane. In the God-forsaken early hours of 4 a.m. this past Wednesday morning, a car drove over a ramp on Gabriola Island and onto a docked ferry, and then continued to the Chilean deep waters below. Currently, an investigation is underway, but when asked, a BC Ferry spokesperson said this had absolutely nothing to do with fare increases, and could you please stop bringing that up? The aging Penticton Regional Hospital was given mixed news this past week when the BC Liberals said that they were interested in helping the aging facilities, but weren't willing to commit any cash at this time. So what do you guys suggest then? Is everyone in Christy Clark's cabinet going to come in and volunteer their services? Scrub down the walls, do the laundry, insert catheters, remove them again, insert them, and then remove them? Or perhaps Clark's cabinets are all also a bunch of independent contractors, and they're going to come in and renovate the place pro bono. Hey, that would be some good press, right? Don't you guys need that about now? That's all the news we have for you this week, Vancouver. Join us next week when I light this place on fire live!